1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Demonic machines, demonic machines, demonic machines. Live. Woo!
Welcome
We're back.
We are all here, all 0 of us.
I know, right? Oh, I'm
Oh,
sure.
we should probably make a post and remind people we're on right now.
Oh yeah, we could do that. Yeah, you get on the Demonic Machines live Instagram. I'll get on the Demonic Machines Instagram, and
Here, I'm gonna do a quick live, I guess, and be like, "Hey, we're live." If my
Cool.
phone works.
Let's see. Where
I didn't even think about that.
Oh, that no one is going to be expecting us to actually be live.
Yeah. All right. Let me see. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if anybody's watching. I guess I'll keep this up for a little while so that people can pop in. And yeah, anybody that sees this, we're live. Come and hang out. Come visit with your friends. Have a great time. Telling people to come join. Right.
Cool.
Well, we will have to wait and see. We got someone. Oh, there we go. What's up, my friend?
All right. Yeah. We are.
We'll do camception. Ooh, say hello, Instagram. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Whoa! I wish we could do some of the Wayne's World stuff. Like
that would be fucking cool.
Like you know how they would be like, whoa, and they would zoom the camera in and out, and like.
I think the difficulties because we got like stationary cameras and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, we really need to be in the Saturday Night Live rehearsal studio, I think, or performance studio, whatever studio, the Saturday Night Live studio.
All right, no one's coming onto the live, so I'm gonna end the video and make a post.
Okay. I got Blends Effects. Hey, we're on YouTube live right now, so come check it out. Check us out on there. You'll be able to talk to us, like chat with us. We're talking about the desert, kind of. We talked a little bit about the desert early on.
Yes.
Hey, doesn't understand. I don't understand Instagram either. I just wanna.
All right, I just shared it. It might take a little bit for people to see.
Okay.
Yeah, Instagram's kind of a pain in the ass since since they merged with Facebook.
Oh yeah.
It's a huge pain in the ass.
Have you tried Threads?
No, because in the terms of service, they more or less say anything you post and whatever data that you put on there, they can take and use and sell. Because I was reading, I was double checking something and I saw that. I'm like, wait a sec, what? So I looked into it and it's, yeah. I mean, I don't even use Twitter, so there was no real point for me doing it.
I made a Threads account for Demonic Machines, but well,
that makes sense.
Like I keep forgetting that it exists though, and that was the same thing with Twitter. Is I would always forget about Twitter.
Yeah.
Like as far as I mean, maybe it's just the age that I am, and like when I was the right age to like accept new social media. For me, what makes sense is like Instagram and Facebook and like YouTube.
Yeah, that's pretty much. And TikTok, I guess, kind of.
I mean,
I don't really use it, so.
TikTok I am able to get. I think the Chinese Communist Party or whoever actually made TikTok, I forget what the company is called, really hit the nail on the head as far as making like an addictive social media.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I spend entirely too much time on TikTok.
Both of us.
Yeah.
Well, I spend too much time on Instagram, but it's essentially like same kind of format, short, quick satisfaction. Watch this video. Oh, hey, look, there's somebody cutting into a pumpkin. Cool. What's it going to look like? Oh, cool. It's done. Like just easy, quick, small, digestible. And I think that's the problem. It's almost like junk food. There's just so much of it and it's so readily available. It's easy to like overload yourself and just be stuck in a feedback loop and not have any sort of motivation to get up or do anything because you're just constantly distracted by shit.
A motivational desert.
Yes, which segues into today's episode theme, which is desert music, more than just rock.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we are talking about desert music, mostly because Demonic Machines is currently relocated to has currently relocated to the desert outside of Tucson. So I was just like, let's talk about this because there is I will say like what I'm most familiar with is desert rock. But if you were
Yeah.
to say like I don't know, I think of and I think Caius and like Queens of the Stone Age.
Yep.
Um, who else? Like Bongzilla?
Would
Are
you
they
say
desert?
yeah, Bongzilla I think is considered desert. Would you say like affiliated groups to Queens of the Stone Age, like Mondo Generator and
Oh yeah,
I guess what would you have considered Screaming Trees to be desert rock? I mean, they were more like '90s shit, but at the same time, you know.
yeah, yeah. I think so. And oh, what was the one I just the what did I just come up with? Octafuzz from Demonic Machines works great for desert rock. That's good to
I
yeah. I
think the
mean
Fuck
that's what
Fuzz would too.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, cause like, what is? I mean, I guess one thing that oh, Fu Manchu,
Oh
like
yeah.
that's a good desert rock band.
Hey, there's John. What up, John boy?
Hey, but
I don't know Nebula. I've never heard of that group before.
I am trying to think if I've heard them, cause I did go through a big desert rock phase at one point in my life when I was
Yeah.
doing a lot of psychedelics. Just because desert rock, I feel like desert rock. We'll stick on rock, desert rock for the moment, and then
Yeah.
we'll expand it out into music. But I feel like desert rock is very much like the energy behind it is riding a motorcycle while you're tripping out on mescaline just through the fucking desert. Like
Ooh. So here's a question for you. Are you familiar with Mindfunk at all?
mind funk? No.
Yes. 2 words. One of the songs that I picked for tonight's playlist, the song Seasick, that, in my opinion, what you just described, I could hear that in the background of you doing your animation of riding on a bike on mescaline through the desert. It's
Yeah.
just, see, but the thing with me is I had trouble because when you say desert rock, for some reason, my head automatically goes to sleep and, uh, like sleep like Dragonaut,
Yeah.
fucking, stoner metal. That's the thing. Stoner rock and desert rock for me kind of they like intermingle. So sometimes I'll say stoner rock bands instead of a desert rock band because of how close in my head.
I think so. Actually, that's a really interesting thing to bring up because, like, I honestly, in my mind, the main difference between stoner rock and like desert rock, in my mind, is that desert rock is more psychedelic.
Fair
Like where
enough.
stoner rock is kind of it's groovy,
Yeah,
while
I can see
like
that.
desert rock is like and then Josh
Yeah.
Homme is all.
Well, it's funny that you brought up I don't know if you mentioned Mastodon in the pre-show or not, but
I did.
I thought you did. Okay, so my bass player in Binary Curious who like writes all the like the basic songs and a lot of the lyrics to the stuff that we have. Some of the biggest influences that he calls for Binary are Mastodon, Queens of the Stone Age, and I guess like I wouldn't say Baroness is one of those types of bands, but that's one that we toss around sometimes. Maybe just musically, but not musically. We're
Mm-hmm.
inspired by it. And then I would always throw Danzig in there because when I started when I started singing for the band, I was like over 300 pounds and I wanted to be in a Misfits tribute band because I really like Danzig's voice. I'm like, mother, oh, yeah. And then now I'm just looking back and I'm like, man, Danzig is really old now, and I love that he's still out there doing it, but at the same time, I'm like, man, take a fucking break. Because if you keep working your voice, you're just gonna be on there like, I want your skull. I need your skull. It's bad.
Oh, is Danzig Misfits ever gonna happen again? I know they
They've
did
been
like.
they got back together. They've been touring ever since.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought that
They've,
was just like a one-off thing.
it started as a one. Well, it started as a 3-off thing because they had 3 shows negotiated, and
Okay.
it went over so well, and they got along. And behind the scenes, I think they got a lot of fucking money, so they
Yeah.
decided to keep doing it. And Jerry Only has not put out any Misfits shit. Just Jerry Only. Jerry Only actually finally put out a solo album,
Oh
which
wow.
people have been telling him to do for years. And it's like, okay, so we got the priorities straight. We got Misfits back with Danzig, and Jerry's writing his own shit now. So that solved most of the problems people had with the music at the time. Because it wasn't, I don't think that the Jerry Only Misfits albums are bad albums if you look at it as a Jerry Only band, not
Hmm.
as the Misfits. You
That's
know?
valid. That's
Like
a
Project
valid point.
1950 is a great album. It's just not a Misfits album.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Or like, I always think of Graves era Misfits, and like I don't like Michael Graves anyway,
Yeah.
but like I don't know, the whole "point me to the sky above."
I'm
I can't.
I'm gonna admit something. I first discovered the Misfits from the Graves era Misfits because of songs like Scream and Dig Up Her Bones, and so I get it, and I know why people don't like Michael Graves because he says a lot of off the wall fucking shit, and it's
Hmm.
just like I choose to associate my memories of what I remembered when I was younger from the crazy shit that he says now. I don't always agree with what anybody says, especially Danzig,
Hmm.
but yeah, I definitely, well, I mean, you know, Danzig's like, "What up, devil?" And I'm like, "What up, deuce?" It's close. It's close enough. I've advanced as a human being to be able to decipher between shit. Still enjoy the things and respect people for what they're talented enough to have created or still creating,
Uh-huh.
and disagree when they have hot takes that I don't agree with that are shitty.
Yeah.
Feel like everybody has that, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and John, if you are still watching, send me a message. I've been trying to get a hold of you for a little while.
Ooh.
Sorry, unrelated. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so but when I don't know what was some early desert rock. I think like because when
The
you say
question would
desert,
be, when did it start? Like, what evolved into desert rock? Because I definitely feel like LA in the 60s definitely harbored the beginnings of it. And then
mhm,
as it progressed, you got bands that were more influenced and creating their own sound, but they still helped to define what would become desert rock. Like I think Jim Morrison, Doors, stuff like that. Definitely. I was going to say, would you say that the Cult, when they first came out, would be considered desert rock? Or they're still
yeah,
too,
I could see an argument for that. I think
yeah,
not in the like I think there's like desert rock with like a capital D and a capital R, and that's
yeah.
like the Queens of the Stone Age and Caius and like that
And
kind
then
of
you
stuff.
got The
Lowercase.
Cure, She Sells Seashores, or I don't remember what the song was.
Uh
She
huh.
Sells Sanctuary, and that is desert rock. It's not
Yeah.
desert rock. It's a little bit sweeter. It's a little bit lighter, but it's still got that energy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
No. Totally.
I hate myself for saying that. That's such a cringy thing to say. Oh, it's dessert rock. Nice and
Yummy.
sweet.
Scrumptious.
You just sounded like Pops from Regular Show. Ooh, scrumptious.
I've never seen Regular Show,
Oh my
so that
gosh.
was a
I have to
complete
send you
accident.
some.
Right
You
on.
got some learning to do.
Yeah, I mean, I used to be really into. Okay, I'm gonna turn off this live on Instagram now and
Oh, it's
end
just
it.
chilling.
Yeah, it's been like just looking at the side of my face, um, like all whatever. But anyway, now the video's uploading so people can see that we're on whatever the fuck platform we're on. YouTube. That's right.
The
Um,
YouTube.
what about
Sorry.
Oh, it's cool.
It's right in
What a,
front of me. I can't help but
I'm
just
trying
fuck with
to
it.
I'm trying to think of where Question Mark and the Mysterians are from.
Ooh, I don't even know that, so that's going to be interesting.
I know that. Well, so I one thing I do know. Question Mark and the Mysterians. There we go. Question Mark and a
Don't
baby.
mind me. I'm
Nope, they're
brushing
from
my beard.
Michigan. They're from Michigan, so definitely not the desert.
Would you argue they could have been influenced by desert stuff?
Um, no.
Sorry, I know this is very
I
weird to do
mean,
on stream.
or maybe I don't know. Like, I mean, maybe they heard. When did they form? They were active between 62 and 69.
Okay.
So
Definitely within that time frame, though, like Doors
yeah,
ish, around the
yeah.
same.
They probably heard Doors records, right?
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean, so I mean, I think that. Well, I mean, I think the influence of like what whatever we call desert rock is like so far reaching. I mean, Queens of the Stone Age, I would argue, is one of the only remaining rock and roll bands
I
out
could see
there.
that. I agree with that too. Definitely
Like,
the energy.
yeah, like I mean, there's rock,
Yeah.
and that's a little more like abrasive and stuff, but like rock and roll, like girl to it.
Oh yeah.
Um.
I think it has to do with Josh Homme's like swagger too. And
Oh yeah.
I hate using that word because it's been like twisted and turned into a bunch of weird shit.
Also, he's a piece of shit. But
Yes, that's I was gonna say. Like I said with Graves, like
Mhm.
sometimes you can appreciate the work that an artist, well, I guess that's also a topic of discussion because there's some people that argue, regardless of your nostalgia or your memories, if a person reveals himself to be a piece of shit, you should not consume any media by them whatsoever because you might be subconsciously affected by their um I guess their thought process.
Uh-huh.
And I can see the argument for that, but at the same time, sometimes I just want to listen to the Misfits and be like, hey, yeah, remember that time when we forgot Danzig exist?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, no, totally. Hold on, my battery on my computer's about to die, so let me
Oh,
grab
you're
my
good.
yeah.
I'm gonna fiddle around with this. In case anyone's wondering, I got a cord pad control at Goodwill a week or two ago, like real cheap, and I have a Volca FM that I loaded some cool shit onto, so I'm just fiddling with that. It might be me with the Volca or the cord pad control.
Huh.
Oh yeah.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, I got a TV now. It's nice.
And now for the triumphant segue sound. Moving on to the next segment. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah. It was just...
Ooh, let's put chorus on it real quick and see. It's just like if anyone's got subs out there, be careful.
So.
Ooh, sorry about that.
So
Slubby.
we've kind of. Oh no, it's all good. So it's kind of. I've always been of the mind that like every region in the world has their own kind of, you know,
desert areas.
Yeah, well, it has their own desert areas, but I mean, I think every place in the world has their own unique spin that they'll put on anything, right?
Yeah.
Like being in a desolate place that's hot as fuck. I guess not all deserts are hot, but like this desert is hot. You know, being in a desolate place where like there's no water anywhere, And there's like rattlesnakes and all of this, and also peyote. I mean, it probably imparts like some kind of vibe
Oh
for,
yeah.
people. I mean, I always felt like, when I lived in the deep south, that like the way we did punk rock was different from the way that like New York did punk rock, or the way California did punk rock, or whatever.
Or
Um,
alternatively with hip hop, how New York and Atlanta and other places completely different styles.
oh yeah, no, I mean like back in '96 when Andre 3000 was at the Source, or the Outcast was at the Source Awards, they were like, y'all need to get off this East Coast West Coast shit and start listening to the South because we got something to say.
Yep.
And it ushered in an entirely new era of hip hop. Like hip hop changed drastically when Outkast became popular.
Oh yeah.
Um,
I'm gonna hop on my Instagram real quick and see if anybody is straggling behind. See
okay,
if I got any messages.
but yeah.
Yeah,
So,
sorry about that.
oh, it's all good. So out here, I guess, before there were white people making psychedelic rock out here, there
We're
were.
live. We're
Oh,
live. You should join the live and see what we're talking about. Uh oh.
yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. I shook my phone too much and it was like, is there a problem?
Yeah, I get that
Come on,
sometimes.
Sam. Join on YouTube. We're live. We're live. You should join.
But I don't know. I wonder, prior to Josh Homme's, ginger self, and
Desert sessions and all the fun shit.
all the white people making rock out here. There were no white people out here, and there was a whole culture out here
Oh
that
yeah.
like was not even related to rock music. And I don't know if we can do any justice. I don't know if I can do any justice to that era of desert music because I honestly don't know enough about it because no one has ever exposed me to it. I feel like anything I would try to. Yes, we are back, Sam.
Anyone on my
Um,
Instagram live, please come join the YouTube live because I'm gonna get off of Instagram. See y'all in a bit.
but I don't know. I've got this. I've got like a rain stick that my parents bought me at a reservation. And I think those are really interesting. I've had that
Oh
rain
yeah.
stick for as long as I've had that rain stick longer than any other musical instrument I own, I think. Um and it's an interesting sound, and I wonder if anyone in the audience, or if like if there were like ceremonial purposes behind those, or if it was
Um,
like musical, or
I
is
think. I was gonna say. I think that I don't know the region that it originated in, but I know that there were rain sticks and other similar things with Native American tribes, and they would always, not always, but usually music would be parts of their
yeah.
ceremonies and things like that for sure. And obviously, a lot of the desert region of the United States used to belong to Native American tribes and stuff like that. So, and
Hmm.
then that's a good question. Let me look that up. I want to see where that actually originated. That would be an interesting tidbit of knowledge to have. Oh, rest in peace,
Mm.
Pee Wee Herman.
Oh yeah,
Right?
a lot's happened since we were last on here. But this is season 2. That's
Yeah,
why we were taking.
Terry Funk died. The
Who?
wrestler, Terry Funk.
I've never heard of Terry Funk, but
What
I'm
about
sorry to hear that.
Bray Wyatt?
Nope.
Yeah, it's all
I,
good. Okay,
I,
let's. It's
I've
okay.
never, I never got into wrestling. Like I mean, aside from
Oh,
Australia,
okay.
Australia is what.
The May Mapuche, I'm sorry if I'm butchering this, are a group of indigenous inhabitants of south central Chile and southwestern Argentina, including parts of Patagonia. Yeah, these are the people that are, it says, are believed to have invented the rain sticks. And it says it was believed to have been invented by them and was played in belief that it could bring about rainstorms.
Okay.
That's cool.
Right on.
So yeah, so definitely, yeah, similar instruments can be found Southeast Asia, Australia, and Africa. Fair enough. And then it says it's mainly sold as tourist things in Latin America and Southwest
Yeah.
United States. Accurate.
That's two white people talking about Native American culture that they know nothing about.
Oh yeah, Bob Barker died too.
Oh yeah, we can talk about that.
I think he died a day shy of 100 years old too.
I think I did read that. It said he died. I do remember it saying he was 99.
Yep.
So I mean, that was he hosting The Price is Right up until like the
No,
end?
I don't think so. They had
okay.
didn't Wayne Brady or Drew Carey take over The Price is Right or something like that? Fuck
Beats
if I
me.
know.
Yeah.
Here, hold on. Awkward segue. There we go. Sorry, it got stuck.
No, it's all good.
All right.
Drew
Yeah,
Carey.
Drew Carey's definitely desert rock. I don't know if you've ever listened to his solo albums, but
What is it? Cleveland rocks. Cleveland rocks.
Ohio.
Yeah.
See, we're just having fun.
We're so good at staying on topic on this show. This show
You know
should
what?
be
Be the ADHD podcast.
This should just no. We should change it to topics with Lucky and Deuce. Just
That works. I mean, Demonic Machines Live can consist of anything involving members of the Demonic Machines team.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. I mean, we can talk about whatever. I mean, it's the desert episode because there's a desert behind me, and that's all we need for it to be a desert episode.
Hello, our friend. Welcome.
Hello, and yeah.
I don't want to pronounce your name wrong, but it sounds awesome, and I like the thumbnail picture. So thank you for joining us. Genuinely, I appreciate it because we're obnoxious, and I don't know. Oh gosh.
Just trying to read comments.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah. But yeah, so the desert, and I'm sober. I don't know if I've brought that up on the live or not.
No, I don't think you did.
No weed or Adderall or Klonopin in like a week.
Lucky is painfully in the realm of normal existence, as many people have to be, unfortunately.
I'm probably gonna get up early tomorrow and go kick around in the desert, see if I can find a peyote button. Oh wait, that probably won't work on me because psychedelics don't work on me because of my damn antidepressant. Oh, I'm having like crazy dreams.
Like what?
So I to answer John's question, how's the dreams?
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah, no, I'm having crazy dreams. That let's see. Last night I was in. I had a dream that I was in something that was kind of like Space Force, but it was under the USSR, which still existed for some reason. And also where I lived looked a lot like West Hollywood. But to get into my space suit and then to get into my spaceship to go do Space Force stuff for the USSR, I would have to get into one of these like tubes, like you know the transport tubes on Futurama.
Yeah.
Like I would get in one of those and it would just shoot me up into my space suit and then into my rocket and then I would like launch.
Trying to give your story a soundtrack.
No, that's great. And I would get like butterflies in my. I would feel like butterflies in my stomach. like every time it was about to happen, like every time I was about to go to Space Force work or whatever. And also, I was working in a restaurant. I was working, it was like a restaurant and a bar venue.
Yeah.
And I had booked a show, but I hadn't formed a band yet. And
Oh.
so for the whole night, I'm trying to put a band together,
Yeah.
and
Is it
I've
like
got
that
like
dude that booked the whole European tour with no band?
um no, it was like it was one of those, like, it was sort of like the situation of where you have a dream where you go to a class you've never been to or whatever. You know? Like that's basically what it was. It was like, oh my god, I've booked this show and I haven't even put together a band or rehearsed anything. What the fuck?
It's like that
You
feeling
know?
of waking up when you're 30 years old. Oh my god, I'm late for school.
Yeah. And God, I have woken up late for school at 30. I did wake up late for school at 30 though.
No, but you know what I
But
mean, like elementary. Like, oh
yeah,
my god,
yeah.
I missed the buzz.
But yeah,
That did not sound good. Sorry about that. It got
that
stuck. Like I said, the pads keep sticking. Oh yes, John, you need to get that report done, bro. That's why I need you to hit me up. Hit me up on the phone so we can talk about buttered sausages, what they're about, while they're near
what?
my face.
What report?
It's
I'm
school. We were talking about like waking up and
Oh, I see. I
panicking
got you.
about school.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe it's like, I don't know. That's the ones I have on no weed. Are you talking about the crap, I'm in a class I've never been to or whatever, cuz that is, yeah. That's, I don't know. Is that harkening back to before we smoked weed?
Probably.
I Yeah, like
State your mind remembers prior to any usage.
yeah. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Who knows?
I hope not, because then I'm gonna start wanting to listen to Disturbed and Nickelback again.
Oh.
It's not gonna be. It's gonna be a bad time.
I like to think I had good taste in music when I was in high school.
No.
And I think I did eventually. I think by like 16 I had pretty decent taste in music, but when I
Yeah.
was like 13 or 14, uh-uh.
You just kind of
No.
picked up whatever was around you. I mean, and for full clarity, I still don't hate Disturbed or Nickelback, but I'm definitely not someone who's like following them actively or choosing to listen to them on a constant basis.
Uh-huh.
Every once in a while, I'll indulge my nostalgia and put on Disturbed's second album. I still feel like that's probably one of their best albums because I
Mhm.
feel like they took themselves a little more seriously with the songwriting.
Mhm.
There were no
I,
little skits about getting beaten by his mother at the end of the songs and weird shit like that. So,
yeah. Well, they
that
were a
was
new metal band. I mean,
yeah, but that didn't, in my opinion, stuff like that, where it's like the grown man that's like acting like a child type of stuff, didn't
mhm.
age very well.
Oh
But
yeah.
that being said, I do love Limp Bizkit, so it's like the pot calling the kettle black. So, you
Yeah.
know,
Limp Bizkit. I had a Limp
if
Bizkit
only we could
poster.
fly.
I had a Limp Bizkit poster on my bedroom wall in 7th grade.
Which one was
Uh,
it?
the fucking dude, the graffiti
Significant Other
looking
album cover guy.
significant other album
Yeah.
cover guy. Yeah. Um.
ICP stole elements of that art for their Wraith Shangri-La album.
Really?
Yeah, the hand, the dude's hand, like
Mm-hmm.
how it's out like this, and then he's got the microphone.
Mm-hmm.
If you take this hand and you twist it around to the direction it is on ICP's album cover for their last Joker's card or the original, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
it's the exact same one. It's like they traced it. So there's a connection. That and they did a song together in like 2012, I think. It was weird.
Okay.
Weird times.
Weird times in new metal though is a interesting interesting thing as well.
I used to love nu metal when I was younger because it was just different.
It was really like, I mean, for my young mind, like who had never heard anything as heavy as like Korn
Oh yeah,
or Limp Bizkit or Disturbed or anything like that, I was like, oh my god, and then like the artwork on the cover of Down with the Sickness, I was like, this is fucked up.
I always
Whoa.
thought that album cover looked like the Three Stooges.
Yeah.
When Moe would like smack Larry over the head with a fucking pan or something, or
Uh-huh.
Curly, I guess you should say. I always thought that that's what the album cover looked like he got his head smacked into his chest. Like it's just the way that it is. So I never took that album cover seriously. I'm like, he's just pissed off because he got hit with a fucking frying pan.
Oh, okay.
Come on, Mo. Yeah, I know. I'm
The
such a
first time
boomer.
I saw it, it was my uncle who had it, and I was like, "What is that?" And he was like, "I don't know, but it's disturbing, isn't it?"
Oh God. He hit you with the uncle joke.
Yep.
Oh,
But
I gotta give him credit.
What do you like? So, nu metal was a distinctively like the first wave of nu metal. Definitely was a distinctively LA.
Oh yeah, like Slipknot
movement.
and shit like that, right? Well, no.
No. Like,
no. Well, hold on. Hear me out.
cool.
Hold on there, dude. Hold on.
I know Slipknot's been around for a while.
Yeah. Well, what I was going to say is when they got picked up by Roadrunner, they recorded in LA,
okay.
right, with Ross Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure that Ross Robinson became like one of the most prominent LA nu metal producers. I could be completely fucking wrong. Let me fact check myself. I don't want to be like Alex Jones and say all sorts of crazy shit and then just be like, I just kind of forgot. Let me double check.
Okay.
Ross Robinson. Yeah, because he was very instrumental in the first wave of that nu metal thing that got real big in the mid 90s.
The only nu metal producer I really know is Sylvia Massey, and I don't know if she's considered a nu metal producer or just worked with Tool.
Sylvia Massey's done a lot of heavy shit. Let me see. So, would you consider Texas? Would that be desert rock?
Oh, well, depends on what part of Texas, but yeah, mostly.
Angleton, Texas.
Never even heard of it.
It's off of the shore. So it's like closer.
Off of on the Gulf Coast? Yeah. So near Houston, kind of?
Sure, let's say that. I'm really bad with everything.
I think maybe that's desert region. I don't know. Like, I've never been to Houston. The only major city I've been to in Texas is Austin. Oh, and Dallas. I got lost in Dallas one time.
That sounds like a porno. Welcome. No, you see that you're lost in Dallas.
No, I was just super drunk on the original Four Loko that like killed people. And the energy drink Four Loko. And I was just so mad because I could not figure out where the fuck I was supposed to go to get the hell out of Dallas. Because Dallas.
Like when I got lost in Philly.
Yeah.
It's the same shit.
That's just, I don't know.
But we could do an episode about nu metal if you want, like a full deep dive.
Ooh, yeah, that would be a good episode. We could do that next week.
I think that we could probably break stuff down. Yeah, because we could do nu metal, and then I was thinking I've been listening to a lot of like the early to mid 90s hardcore stuff that was coming out, I guess at that time. Well, maybe not a lot of bands from that scene, but definitely Zayo. But Zayo started as like a super Christian thing. But anyway, now we're definitely throwing rocks at the wall.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why you throw rocks at a dartboard, but we'll do
So 80s '80s hardcore punk band JFA, also known as Jodie Foster's Army, is from Arizona.
Okay.
So that's, I mean, does that count as desert music? They were kind of like one of the earliest skater punk bands.
I could
Like,
I could argue that. Yeah, I could see that. I think when it comes to desert rock or desert influence music, if you're in that region and you create music, it's going to be by technicality desert rock because that's where you came up with it.
mm-hmm.
But it definitely I feel has connections.
So if we flip that, then can
Yeah.
desert rock be made outside of the desert?
I mean, you can have desert. I think desert rock that's made outside of the desert is stoner rock.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
I'll take that. I think
that's how I feel about it.
That's not real desert rock.
You're a gatekeeping piece of shit. Get off my goddamn lawn.
How many kidney stones have you had? How much water have you drank today?
Tell me how many goddamn slushies you've had. Because it's time for Stone Cold to say goodnight to his son. Good night, son. Go to bed and get some rest. Stone Cold said so.
Hell yeah, brother. That's the only one I know. And I
You
can't
know,
even do it that one.
I live in the Baja. I don't even live in the continental United States anymore. I live in the Baja. It's
Is that
Jesse.
Sean Connery?
No, it's supposed to be Jesse Ventura, but I do a pretty awful Sean Connery too.
Yeah, I can. No, actually, I see that as Jesse Ventura. There's actually that one line that I don't particularly like from Predator that he says, but it also makes me fucking laugh every time.
I have
when
not
he's
watched that movie in such a long time, so I don't know the line.
It's like at the beginning of the movie, they're all in a helicopter on their way down to go get killed by the Predator or whatever.
Yeah.
And Jesse Ventura's just like talking all this shit. And then he's like, I'm a goddamn sexual Tyrannosaurus.
Oh, I forgot about that.
And I was just like, what the fuck is a sexual Tyrannosaurus, dude?
To be fair, they were probably all like fucking out of their minds on coke.
Oh yeah, probably. Like
Sean
was-
Connery was as well.
Mhm.
You know, Robin of Locksley. I'm
Rob-
not even going to try right now. Wait. My name. One sec. This really should just be topics with Lucky and Deuce. All right, ready?
Mhm.
All right, let's try.
My name is Alan Quatermain, and I'm here to hunt for you, boy.
It gets more Scottish. Well, isn't he Scottish? I don't fucking know.
Yeah, he's Scottish, I think.
Yeah. Are you shaken, not stirred?
Yeah, see
It's
there.
bad.
I believe it. I believe
It's really
it.
bad.
I mean, if you were like,
Just
if
like
you were
there's a
like-
bad Christopher Walken that I do.
oh, everybody's got a bad Christopher Walken.
How you doing?
I mean, so we and like I don't even sound at all like Christopher Walken when I.
You sound like John Travolta.
Yeah, I know, right? Like I
What's
don't know
funny?
why-
What's funny is in the voice impression thing, John Travolta, Christopher Walken, Gary Busey, and Donald Trump are all in the same part of the mouth, just delivered differently.
Really?
It's really weird. I suck at. Hey,
Hey.
geez, you said you was gonna help me move. Yeah,
You was gonna help
Saturday
me-
Night Fever. Sandy.
I forget any of the lines he says in Pulp Fiction.
I know.
know.
Hey, are we gonna do these drugs or what? It's like, oh, yeah, sure, John Travolta. And there's, listen here, you can't just be taking my guy's drugs here. It's the wrong tone. You gotta pay him. And then you got
I do-
Remember, there's a lot here. There's a.
oh wait, John's right.
You know what? I want to talk about buttered sausage, what it's about, where it's from, how it gets in my mouth. Get that buttered sausage away from me. All right there, buddy.
And then you just tone it up a little bit, and you got
I am President 45. Welcome to America, home of the Melvins and buttered sausage.
it's like you wouldn't think all four of those voices live in the same frame. It's bad. It's real bad.
awesome.
I think I might be schizophrenic.
No, you're probably. I mean, well, you don't seem schizophrenic to me. I've known a few schizophrenic people in my life, and you don't strike me as schizophrenic. But I'm also not a psychiatrist, and
It's like Lucky set me up and say, "Hey, let's talk about Desert Rock." Go ahead. It makes sense if you don't think about it. Just do it. Come on, trust me.
What? I don't even know what we're doing now.
We're just having a good time with our friends.
Hell yeah.
Everyone that's joined. Oh, and we forgot to reply to our buddy Mikkel. We are doing well. I apologize for neglecting the comment. We were just going crazy. But
Yeah.
How are you doing is the question. Where are you from? Let us know. We're used to the same group of people, so you're a superstar.
You are a superstar. You'll go very far. Baby, you can drive my car. And baby, I love you.
Let's talk about Desert Rock, where it comes from and what it does. Where does it come from?
There we go.
Well, let's see. We'll just say that Caius is the first Desert Rock band, because I don't feel like thinking too far back.
In the modern day, yes.
Palm Desert, California, 1987. That's where Desert Rock comes from. And what does it do? It makes you just grit your teeth and shake your butt and want to play rock and roll. Yeah.
I'm not familiar with 1,000 mods, Sam.
Yeah, I'm not either. I honestly, I saw you mention 1,000 mods earlier and I didn't know what it was, and so I just didn't respond. But
here's a good question. How about y'all tell us what you think Desert Rock is and throw some bands out there and we'll all have a dialogue about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to get more interactive. We're still trying to get more interactive. You know, you need a Queens of the Stone Age, Mondo.
And we stuck the watch up his ass and
Oh God.
You know, are we gonna talk about Bjork or weed or peyote and Mondo generator parties?
Oh, Brant Bjork. I was like, Bjork?
Yeah,
What?
that's what I was thinking. As I said that out loud, and I'm like, wait a sec, Bjork. Why would Bjork be? She's Icelandic, right? Like,
yeah, but Brant Bjork, maybe.
Here's it. Would you consider any other genre that references certain hallmarks from Desert Rock? Would you consider them to be like a subgenre if they're like big influences are obviously Desert Rock? Like second wave almost?
Who? What's the question? Who again?
All right. So let me break. Well, hold on there, dude. Let me break down the concept.
Let me break down the concept for you there, brother.
So you know how black metal, there was like proto black metal, which was first wave. Then there was second wave black metal, which was like Mayhem and shit. And then third wave and modern, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. For Desert Rock, would you consider, obviously, Caius and other bands of that ilk, like what, Fu Manchu? What's Jay Massis? What band is he from? I can't remember.
Dinosaur Jr.
Would you consider them Desert Rock?
You know,
I mean, they're in that area.
I've never thought about them being in that canon, but yeah, I mean that you could like them and where did bad folks go when they died?
The Meat Puppets. Yeah, absolutely.
Meat Puppets. Yeah, like is that like it's because
I would consider that. I mean, yeah, it had more of an appeal towards alternative rock or grungy, whatever, because of Nirvana playing those songs on the thing. But obviously, they had their own band before Nirvana, so people had to have known about it. But I definitely feel like, because when I looked up the definition on Wikipedia for Desert Rock, it said originating in the Palm Desert region of California, and it also said includes like folk instrumentation and bluesy influence or something like that as well.
Okay.
So I would argue Meat Puppets fits that bill. Dinosaur Jr. Would you consider Clutch to be Desert Rock?
Oh fuck yeah! No, Clutch is moon rock, man. Which is like, I mean, the moon's a desert. as
It
far
is.
as we know.
Think about it. I mean, it's a space desert.
So yeah, but Clutch totally. Like I would totally consider Clutch to be like desert rock.
There were a couple picks I had on my list that I was like, I don't know, this might be controversial. Like I said, the Butthole Surfers.
Yeah, I think I mean I
It's
almost
psychedelic
yeah, it's psychedelic and they're
and it's
from
gritty
Texas.
too. Yep.
And they're from Texas, but they're from a greener part of Texas, I think.
Fair enough.
But I mean, who cares? Like no one. I think we've established at this point that you don't have to be from the desert to make desert rock.
Oh yeah. Because my other two choices I thought were like kind of. I've never heard these groups associated with desert rock, but it fit the same kind of vibe and energy.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, more southern bluesy kind of whatever. So I guess it would be closer to stoner rock, but Farmikos, if anybody's ever heard of that band.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was what I can't remember the guitar player's name, but that was the guy who was in Ozzy's band in the 90s after Zakk Wylde left, and he wrote all the guitar parts for Back on Earth or Back to Earth, that album. So it's a weird sounding album, but his own band Farmikos, the track I picked, I think definitely had like some Queens of the Stone Age vibes to it, kind of. So I was like, okay, this you know, it's from the desert area. It's got similar vibes. It's rocking. And then the other one, which might be controversial, is I put Seamless, which Killswitch Engage's original vocalist, after he left their band because he like fucked his voice up, he started doing more like southern rocky kind of stuff, but then they like mixed a little bit of metal into it. It's the track that I picked as a decent song to represent what I felt.
Mm-hmm.
But I can understand if people don't agree with that being desert rock for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, let's see. Blood Has Been Shed definitely isn't desert rock, but yes, Blood Has Been Shed is a cool band.
How about At the Drive-In?
See, I agree with that because of the region and the influences, but musically, I always considered At the Drive-In more like post-hardcore.
Yeah. Totally. Like, I mean, I think they're desert music, but they're not like desert rock. They're like, yeah. Hold on. What was I pulling up? Oh yeah, now I remember.
Oh, and I was gonna say if you wanted to run longer tonight, I'm out of work still, so I don't have any huge rush.
Well,
play it by ear.
Oh, Farmikos.
Yeah.
I had a band called Farmikos.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it was spelled with a PH though.
Oh, okay.
But it's a Greek word. It means outcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. Let me see. I was gonna add your stuff to the. Here, you entertain for like a minute while I add your stuff to the episode.
Yeah. All right, segue. Time for your daily Deucecast. Welcome and thank you for joining Topics with Lucky and Deuce. Lucky is currently cataloging our playlist for this evening's show. If you have any suggestions, we are considering a section where people send in suggestions through the comments, possibly to be added to the playlist.
We are
Please consider your
We're inventing this all in real time.
Oh yeah. We don't even really plan much out anymore. We're just like, all right, well here's what we want to talk about. Here's some ideas and let's just fucking roll with it. To be honest, I don't think it would work as structured.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either. Come on, Clutch.
We have to let it naturally flow. Okay, so let me see. Slow Mosa. I think John's saying that's a true emo band, like the original emotional hardcore stuff. Sam says Acid Mammoth as a band, and Weedian, and Man Clutch. I've heard of a Man Clutch before, but they work at a club. They're not a band. Okay. Vintage by 1,000 Mods. Yeah, we could probably put that on there.
Okay.
Oh, John, you were saying that At the Drive-In is true emo. Yeah? Am I hearing that right? I could see that. I wouldn't say it's like only that, but there's definitely that in there.
They're more screamo in my mind than emo, though. Like, if that makes any sense. Maybe it doesn't.
I understand. No, I know what you mean.
Like, because the word screamo, I've always noticed that the word screamo gets used as
just anything with harsh vocals.
Yeah, and that's not what I mean. Like, for me, screamo is a
particular style, yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like
exactly.
Screams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
John said Slomosa is a dessert band, so are they more on the light side, a little sugarier? Sorry, that's a reference to earlier. I don't remember if that was on stream or not when we said the dessert band thing.
We were
think
on.
So. Time doesn't exist. It's okay.
Mind fun.
That's how it feels anyway. Oh, and Lucky, you got to check out at least the opening riff of we can't play stuff on stream, can we?
I think we'll get they might take the audio
copyright thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, if you get a chance during stream at any point to check out just the opening riff of that song, I think it's definitely going to want to pull you in to listen to it more. That album was really hard to find. I think I had to pay like $30 or $40 to get a copy of it, like imported, because it's just not around. It's called The People Who Fell from the Sky, if I'm not mistaken.
Falling from the sky.
It's a fun one. I mean, I like it. We're in an 80s nightmare movie. Oh, wait, let's see. Supposed to be a Synclavier. Lucky is adding music to the
episode playlist. Okay. All right, I got it all taken care of now. It's all on there. But does Doom count as desert rock? Like the genre Doom? Cuz the band Doom is like not Doom, if I recall, right? I'll just nice.
Oh God. Wait. Does Captain Jazz sound like a real band name, Mike? Because it is, and it's emo. Check out Captain Jazz. Oh, Bongzilla. Yeah, Bongzilla. We said that's desert rock earlier.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I would consider Bongzilla desert rock. Like I think Doom, Stoner, and Desert are all. It's kind of like what we were talking about with the voices with Christopher Walken and Donald Trump and John Travolta and all of them in the same kind of
I'm
region.
glad that worked its way in for meaning something. We planned
Doom,
that out.
We planned that. This whole episode is scripted, y'all.
Y'all fell for that shit earlier when we said it was on the fly.
Yeah.
You suckers.
But
that's the sucker sound if you're suckers. All right, continue. I just ruined the moment.
I was just thinking about doing a monologue of the True Emo copy pasta.
Wait, they have one?
You don't know the True Emo copy pasta?
No.
Hold on. True Emo copy pasta. There it is. Okay, Real Emo our copy pasta. Let's see. Real Real emo only consists of the DC emotional hardcore scene and the late 90s screamo scene. What is known by Midwest emo is nothing but alternative rock with questionable real emo influence. When people try to argue that bands like My Chemical Romance are not real emo while saying that Sunny Day Real Estate is, I can't help not to cringe because they are just as fake emo as My Chemical Romance, plus the pretentiousness. Real emo sounds energetic, powerful, and somewhat hateful. Fake emo is weak, self-pity, and a failed attempt to direct energy and emotion into music. Some examples of real emo are Page 99, Rites of Spring, Cap'n Jazz, the only real emo band from the Midwest scene, and Loma Prieta. Some examples of fake emo are American Football, My Chemical Romance, and Mineral. Emo belongs to hardcore, not to indie, pop punk, alt rock, or any other mainstream genre.
Hold on there, dude. Hold on. I think Mineral can fit into the true emo format. I
was just reading the copy pasta.
I know, that's why I was responding. I'm like, hold on. There's some inaccuracies there, dude. What I was talking about, like bands like Moonraker and stuff like that, but that is the DC hardcore, whatever. So fair enough. I've heard Sunny Day Real Estate considered emo, and
Me too.
Mineral is true emo. And Cap'n Jazz, if anybody's interested, we're not sponsored, but it would be cool to talk to those dudes. They have on their Bandcamp, you can get their entire discography. It's one release for like, I think $7, and it's like 40 songs or something like that. It's called an alphabetology, dudes. Parentheses, exclamation point. No, it is called an alphabetology. That's what it's called.
Right on.
Yeah, I agree. The fuck is this? Yeah, because we're talking about emo instead of desert rock, which the episode's about. Yeah.
I love emo.
We'll do an episode about that too.
Is Fugazi emo? If Fugazi's emo, we should let Fugazi be on the show. Actually, we should just have Fugazi on the show.
Is Fugazi... I've heard people call them post-punk.
I mean, emo came out of punk in some way, shape, or form.
Fair enough.
Like, so, but like, yeah, I don't know. Like, Rites of Spring is like considered kind of like one of the first emo bands, I guess.
Yeah.
And then Guy from Rites of Spring went on to go sing in Fugazi. And so that's why people will sometimes say that Fugazi is kind of like an emo band, but I don't see that so much. I think they're just sort of like the rockinest post-punk band from the American South. Like,
yeah,
probably. Yeah. I don't know.
I had something and then it just like melted out of my ears and down my neck. Because I was thinking about something, because we were talking about what you were saying, and then I saw the comment that said, I love how they made Midwest emo off an acid trip. And I was like, wait, what? And then I thought about something, and while you were talking, I was going to say it, but I didn't want to interrupt you, and I just completely I completely forgot. It like melted out of my brain. I guess what would you consider bands like From Autumn to Ashes? And who else would I compare to From Autumn to Ashes? I don't know. Have you ever listened to From Autumn to Ashes?
No.
I guess I was always told that shit was called post-hardcore, but then people were like, "Oh yeah, bands like Dance Gavin Dance are post-hardcore with math rock and pop," and I'm like, I don't know. OG Desert Rock Masters of Reality. Maybe that Sabbath album. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, England is definitely not a desert, but like we could still say that was probably a huge influence for like all of those bands.
Well, didn't you say that there's kind of an inhospitableness of the desert, and maybe they had that similar condition where they were?
That's true. Because where they lived, I forget.
Because didn't Godflesh come out of the same area, Birmingham, I think?
Yeah, they're from Birmingham, and it was like I remember it being like bombed out still. Like they talked about how it was still like bombed out from World War II when they like first formed, and like, yeah, that can be kind of a desert sort of vibe.
Would you say anything with a dirgy atmosphere could be considered like something that's like I Hate God?
I Hate
Sludge.
God.
Well, that's more sludgy stuff, I guess, right?
There's swamp music in my mind.
Okay. Well, swamps can be sludgy with tar and shit like that, you know. So fair enough. I'm just because I'm trying to think because I wasn't going to say anything about Godflesh being Desert Rock. They're fucking nightmares compared to Desert Rock. But like it has a similar vibe to it, I guess. I don't fucking know. I guess the anguish is what I'm talking about. Yeah. See, Sam, you and I both. We were both going to say that.
I Hate God. No. I will say that Fugazi's OG punk. I know a lot of like old punks that would hate that you said that.
Yeah.
Like I know old punks that are always like complaining about how people in 1989 were calling Fugazi punk.
Like, well, people call the Clash punk, but I don't think the Clash were really punk. They were more.
What is punk? I mean,
well, I mean, rock the Casbah versus Kill the Poor. I mean, there's a big difference.
That's valid. That's totally valid.
Kill the poor. Kill the poor. Kill the poor. Kill the poor tonight. Sorry, my Dead Kennedys is showing. I think Jello Biafra is pretty cool. I mean, there's some things that I disagree on here and there, but I mean, everybody has disagreements. I can genuinely say
person, and I think it's difficult to ever match 100% politically with somebody. Like for instance, I'm like a pro-gun leftist, and you don't meet a lot of like leftists who are like everybody should have a firearm, you know? But
I mean, I feel like in today's world how crazy everything is sometimes, and people are just stealing shit all the time, and it's like nobody has any. It feels like the Wild West, but back then everybody had guns to protect themselves. So I mean, like, I agree. I think Lucky froze, or I froze, or we both froze. We'll see. Time will tell. The first, what is the first Clash album? Because I only know Rock the Casbah and stuff. And yeah, Sam, you would definitely want to have something like that here, just because of how crazy it gets sometimes. I mean, I'm not advocating people just going out and getting shit. That by any means, you have to go through the proper channels to do stuff. But yeah, I mean, it gets pretty dicey in some of the city centers and areas where there's a lot of people, especially where there's a disproportionate amount of poor people and underprivileged people versus wealthier people, because unfortunately the rich people just kind of don't seem to give a shit sometimes. Oh, and it looks like we lost Lucky, so we will into the next segment where we message Lucky and check and see if Lucky's good. If anybody has any comments or any suggestions, feel free, chime in. We're all here. You ask any questions, whatever you need to do. Messaging Lucky right now, and we'll see how it goes. Depending on how long Lucky's gone, we may just end it because we're already past 1 hour. Let me see. Yeah, I think punk as a verb, in my opinion, is what you're describing. Yeah, punk as a verb, I think, is what you're describing there, Mike. Oh, Lucky's back.
I'm back.
Oh, you don't have plugged in.
Oh, yeah, I unplugged it.
You're good.
Yeah. So my internet cut out, and I was just like, I just kind of was.
Oh, I can't hear you now. Still there, Lucky? I don't know. Maybe we lost Lucky again. I'm not 100% sure. Well, next segment.
I'm
Never
back.
mind. Lucky's back. Okay.
Okay.
Lucky is back.
So I feel like this is just gonna keep happening for the rest of the show. So you want to call it
We
here?
can end it. Yeah, we'll call it.
Okay, cool. So
real quick, let's answer this question.
What's old punk to me? I think punk
Misfits.
is
Horror punk.
the first time the word punk rock was used to describe music, or the term punk rock was used to describe music, was in 1969 in an article in Cream magazine referring to Question Mark and the Mysterians. However, punk didn't really become a cohesive thing until the mid-70s in, I would say, like New York and LA and England. And I would say those scenes are like the oldest punk. And then you've got hardcore after that. You know, you've got post-punk, which is, you know, all manner of like goth and emo and, you know, like all that kind of stuff. You've got all the post-hardcore movements. You've got the metal punk fusion movements. So old punk to me, like, I don't know, like what I grew up on, I would say like, I didn't really listen to like, well, yeah, I did. I listened to like Leftover Crack and like Rancid and shit like that when I first got into punk. And I guess that was like kind of where punk was at for me when I was a teenager. So if we're talking about on my personal timeline, that's old punk. Like late 90s, early 2000s. But if we're talking...
Sam, we don't talk about G.G. Allen.
Yeah, we don't. We call him the poo-poo pee-pee man.
Yes.
Yeah. But, but yeah, anyway, so the poo-poo pee-pee man is gross. And, that's...
Oh, wrong
yeah,
button.
I saw Millions of Dead Cops recently. That was a good show.
Why do I keep hitting the wrong button? There you go.
Yeah. That was their... Yeah. Oh, really? That's cool. But anyway, yeah, so I answered... so, yeah, that's what old punk is to me.
I think I'd say old punk for me is probably stuff like... For me, personally, probably like anarcho-punk stuff. Like Crass, Flux of Pink Indians, and, you know, why can't I... Rudimentary Peanut, you know, things like that.
Yeah.
And Dead Kennedys, etc.
Yeah. I mean, punk rock has been a term that people have used since 1969. So that's, hold on, let me do math in my head. So that's 55 years, right? 60 years almost. Isn't it? No, it's 50. Yeah, like 55 years that punk has been around. So it's, honestly, who cares anymore? Like it's
everything's so blended now.
Punk's a boomer. So fuck punk. I only listen to desert rock. And that's where we're gonna leave you, because my internet's going out. Good night, everybody.